Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Weekly Word Podcast. And this is episode 16, and our first one for the new year, 2017. And I might be a couple days late going into the new year. It's been a busy last few days, not only because of the new year and lots of new athletes starting their coaching with me, but also during the holidays, that week between Christmas this year and New Year's seemed to have been a very quiet, slow week in all aspects, whether it's people at offices, kids not in school, as well as Christmas and holiday travel. So I apologize that we were off last week on Friday, but I will try to have this up in time for tomorrow, Friday, the 6th of January. So, welcome and Happy New Year. And hopefully we will have a successful, healthy, progression-based, fit New Year where all of you can reach your goals, your intentions, your events, your outcomes that you're looking for. And so I also wanted to quickly touch on what we do in this podcast. This podcast is for all of you, whether my athletes, prospective athletes, or those of you interested in what I have to say as a coach of ultra-endurance athletes. And this podcast is geared towards talking about the questions, the topics, the insights, the observations I make, whether it's in training plans and emails I receive, questions, texts, general conversation, things I read in the industry, things I'm learning about, so on. So it's a fun little forum here for me to put into words with a voice and some thought into sharing all this with all of you. Many times things are repeated on email, so this saves me some work because I can get my thoughts and answer many questions for you, the athlete, into a forum where many of you are hearing it at the same time, and it does save me that work. It's also a really good, helpful tool for me as a coach to put into words, clarify a lot of things, how I would like to explain what I'm doing with regards to coaching, my approach, my philosophy, and how we can use that on a daily basis to become better athletes. Not in a big picture of becoming better people. I'm not in that business. I'm in the business of helping you progress to becoming a better athlete. Now, many would argue that being a better athlete means that you're a better person, and we can easily debate that, but being a better athlete is what we've discussed many times in these podcasts, and that is being better today than you were yesterday, and having the full intent and the full mindset of being a better athlete tomorrow than you are today. And that theory, that approach, that daily mindset of progression is a great repetitive action that you can put into place, and hopefully it becomes a habit that you rarely have to think about with a lot of intent each day, but that you are subconsciously always thinking, what am I doing today to make me better tomorrow as an athlete? And like I just said, oftentimes that rolls into a better person as well, but I like to stay focused on being an athlete. That also ties into the mindset, that also ties into physical preparation, that ties into organizing your time, that ties into better nutrition, that ties into better overall awareness of you, your surroundings, and your body, and how it all is intertwined, and it works quite well when they are all in harmony and in sync. That also includes social interactions. Overall, your general life has to be in sync in order to have the best athletic outcomes. And maybe on some other podcast I will go into that, why it is so important to be in sync with all aspects of your life. Like many of you heard me that I've talked about before, the stool has 4 legs, and if one of the legs of the stool of our athletic performance, of our athletic outcomes, of our athletic goals, if one of those legs of that stool is wobbly or falls off or is broken, the balance and the ability and the strength of that stool is compromised. And that can be whether it's with family or personal life, one of those legs, whether that's physical, one of those legs, whether that's mental, one of those legs, or that's our just in general work life being in balance, pressures and stress in any one of those makes that leg wobbly, and it does not allow for us to have our best possible athletic performance outcome, achievement of goals. So the other thing that you hear me talk a lot about in this podcast is not specifically an event, but more your goals, your outcomes, your desired achievements, because a lot of what we do in this ultra-endurance world does not have a finish line. It does not have a stopwatch or a big clock going so that you can gauge your performance. A lot of this ultra-endurance world is based off of personal goals, personal achievements, personal events or distances or locations we want to get to or participate in or have an impact in. And so that's a great segue to what I've talked about last week on the podcast, or 2 weeks ago in the meantime, on the last podcast, I should say, and that is what our athletes, all of you, my AIMP athletes, are doing in 2017. And on a side note, AIMP is the acronym in the meantime of Advanced Ironman Program, but that was sort of established back when I started coaching, and I was primarily in the triathlon world. So I want all of you to know that AIMP is a name that now stands for us being ultra endurance athletes in many ways. And I will work on that acronym meaning something different with those 4 letters in some way. I know mindset's already in there. I know preparation probably is in there. I know integration is in there. I know athlete is in there. So maybe there's a way to play all that together. So first topic for today is talking about those athlete plans in 2017. And it is pretty crazy. I don't even know where to start on this list. I went through my list of athletes, and the challenge, the excitement, the adventure of this list of goals, achievements, desires, outcomes is pretty exciting for me as a coach to look at all the different things I am preparing people for around the world and on different continents. I tweeted out a picture of one of my athletes doing a marathon on ice near the Mongolian border of China. She's one of my China-based athletes, and she did an amazing job of finishing that marathon in those temperatures, under those conditions, in the middle of nowhere. Talk about adventure. So that sort of started the year with a New Year's Day event like that. And of course, I still have plenty of Ironman folks and gals who are not only looking to achieve their best in Ironman, and they're going to Kona, and they're going to be racing there. I have plenty of first-timers in Ironman who are moving from the 70.3, from the Olympic distance, up to their respective next distance. That means I have plenty of Olympic distance and sprint distance folks moving up to the 70.3 distance. I have plenty of 70.3 people moving up to the Ironman distance. I have somebody going from a 5K going to a marathon. So never run more than 20 minutes competitively, and now we'll do a marathon. I have a couple in Austria that is in a similar situation. They were thinking of just getting more active and applying their CrossFit and yoga and Pilates work to more endurance-based work. They had signed up with a local coach to do a 5K. And as you can imagine, the conversation with me as their coach quickly moved to, well, what we're training and what we're going to be doing, you will want to do more. And so, boom, they just jumped right into the marathon. They have the Vienna Marathon now in the spring. And it again highlights, don't put limits on your goals. Don't put limits on your intentions. Don't put limits on what you can do. Now, I always say to you, you can do whatever you come to me with, whether that's an ultra endurance event of crazy proportions, or it's something controlled in a measurable environment like an Olympic distance, Ironman, or 70.3 race. It's just a question of time when we want to do this, because I want to keep you healthy and injury-free and enjoying the process and having fun. But I also think important in that is what your expectations of the event are. Can you go out and do an Ironman tomorrow? Most of you, I would say 99% of you, yes. And everybody, to a T, shakes their head when I say that to them. I believe that all of us have the ability to go slow enough in a controlled heart rate and pacing way to do an Ironman today, tomorrow. It's just such a foreign concept to so many of us of how slow but yet steady we can do 140.6 even on no training. And many people also, let's say a marathon or many of the events out there. Now, would I have you do a 100-miler on no training? No. Would I have you do a 50-miler on no training? Most likely not, because the injury likelihood, the stress fracture likelihood, the other difficulties and problems that your body will be facing, from electrolytes to imbalances to the stress, the adrenal stress on you for all this. No, I would not have you doing that. But can you? Yes. So many years ago, I got away from saying no to athletes on their goals and outcomes and desires. It's more about, can we? Yes. When do we want to do it? And what are our expectations when we're doing it that first time? What's our desired outcome? And if our desired outcome is unrealistic, that's where I then step into interrupting those goals and those desired outcomes, because we might need more time, or we might need to be more realistic on our first attempt. But as someone once told me, you fail enough, you will be successful. And so maybe not achieving that goal, maybe not achieving that outcome the first 10 times will work. But it will teach you more and more. You will become smarter and better prepared for the next attempt. And you will achieve your goal. There's that newspaper article just yesterday, today is January 5th, of a 105-year-old guy on a velodrome in France. You know, you can achieve your goals. And if you read that article in the New York Times about him, he had a variety of different goals over the last 20, 30 years, and he achieved all of them. And not because he's some crazy athlete and he's a freak of nature due to his physiology, but just because he stuck with it. And you fail enough, and you will achieve. So back to our athletes. So I have a guy doing the Spartan Ultra race. So yeah, obstacle course racing, but now throw it into an endurance mindset concept over 50, 60 miles, obstacle courses, and now throw in ultra endurance with regards to long runs in between those obstacles. So, fun challenge. I have a guy doing getting ready for a transatlantic rowing race. Yes, one of 12 people chosen to be on a transatlantic rowing race team. And so we'll have some work there on getting him fit and ready and his body ready for an event like that. His lower back, his quads, his hamstrings, his leg power alone, his posture, his upper body, his lung capacity, his breathing, his relaxation methods, his ability to train when tired, his ability to perform very tired on 20, 30 minutes rest, sleep. And something I worked on with many of the around the world Volvo ocean race sailors, where we worked mainly on their sleep and their endurance with regards to working under that pressure of an athlete not having the ability. Can they sail? Can he row? Of course. Do they have the strength, the stamina, the wherewithal to do it? Most likely, or else they wouldn't be part of these teams. But it's very similar to the SEALs and some of the military people I've worked with in the past. It is not your ability to do the task. It is your ability to do the task when extremely tired, when they're under a lot of stress and duress, and your fitness, your endurance allows you, to think clearer, to take in all the inputs, to be aware and observant on your surroundings, so that despite the fatigue, despite the lack of sleep, despite the oversensory stimulation of hours and hours, if not days, that you still have the stamina mentally and physically, the endurance to continue to move on, to continue to be present, to be able to play the mind games, and not less the mind games, because that makes it seem like a game. It's applying the mind tricks and showing the strength of mind to still work through the chain of your body, to still do the body scan and the mental scan to make sure you are alert, that you are aware of your surroundings and present in the moment to take in all the inputs. And whether it's in the military where you're leading men and women, have responsibilities, and you need to know that you are fully present. If not, you're putting people's lives in risk and in danger. But also when you're with your teammates on a boat in some pretty gnarly and extreme situations, temperatures, environment, space, to something like this transatlantic rowing race. You cannot compromise. You cannot be the weakest link on a 12-member team where you are going for something so rare that you can't just do it every year. And this takes years to prep for, and money, and sponsors, and physical ability, and family commitments, and life commitments, and life on hold commitments. So there's a lot at stake here, and we want to make sure that fitness and physical ability and mental strength is not what holds you back. It's about you being prepared for what you can be prepared for, and we work through all that in each detail with each athlete. Of course, I have plenty of 50Ks and 50 milers for the first time. I have a couple of 100 milers for the first time. This year, I will hopefully have an Ultraman 2017 Hawaii World Championship woman taking part. She's really excited to get that entry, which I think we will quite comfortably get. I've already talked about my Gibraltar swimmer, who is going to swim from Europe to Africa, which is such a great description of what his event is. He's also doing a variety of swim-run series events like I have planned for 2017 with regards to Otillo. So what that means is you're given a certain distance, whether that's 30K, 20K, 50K, 100K, and you swim, and then you get to an island or a land mass. you run along that or over it, and you jump back in on the other end and keep swimming to the next island or the next landmass and run over that and jump back in. And so you navigate your swim run over 40, 50, 60, 100K to get from point A to point B. And so most of it's trail running across rock and pretty gnarly island terrain. And then on the other side, you jump back in and you keep swimming. And, some use fins, some use paddles, most of us use wetsuits, but, you have to pack your own gear. So what you jump in the water with, whether that's your running shoes or any type of gear that you run with, you have to carry with you while you're swimming, and vice versa. If you're using fins and paddles, you have to run with them on your back and run in that wetsuit if you're wearing a wetsuit, and so on. So it's pretty Spartan, and it's pretty simple in its concept, but sounds pretty exciting and fun. And that's part of my events for 2017, I hope. I'll find out here in 2-3 weeks. And, another new adventure, another way for me and this athlete, as well as many new athletes with regards to what their adventures are, to jump into a new event, into a new area of applying yourself, of researching, of learning how the body works, figuring out how to best utilize gear and navigate the terrain. So again, adventure of what we can do with our fitness. I have an epic challenge mountain bike racer, a 5-day multi-stage mountain bike race, Cape Epic, not Epic Challenge, Cape Epic in South Africa. I have the newer Alaska Man race, where you ride and swim for good unconventional ways before you get to the base of a mountain, and you basically, for the run portion of this so-called triathlon, just run to the top of a mountain. Similar to the Norseman concept of many years ago, now Alaska Man is similar, also run by, I think one of the race directors is Tim DeBoom, a friend who's won Norseman and wanted to create a similar experience in the United States. I have somebody doing the Florida Extreme. So similar to my Otillo Swim Run series, what they've done is created a 3-day stage race across the width of Florida. So swimming on the west side, biking your way across Florida, and running your way across Florida. And if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sorry that I don't know all the details yet, because we still have some time to really hammer into this event, but I think there's some swimming in lakes along the way too, or early on. So Florida Extreme, if you want to look that up to learn more about it. I have Leadville mountain bike racers. One guy who's doing it for the first time ever, coming out of Maine, and a strong mountain biker. But, we all know Leadville and the 100-mile distance is a completely different animal at above 10,000 feet. I have those who are looking to go sub-3 marathons, and that's not just guys, a couple of women. And then I have my Winter Olympic Games participant, athlete, who will be competing in the cross-country events for Mexico, and former triathlete. Well, I shouldn't say former triathlete, because he'll continue to do triathlons over the year and next year and so on, but in between, he's going to squeeze in taking part in the Winter Olympic Games in cross-country. So I think that's a pretty extensive list of a different variety of athletes getting ready for all kinds of ultra endurance events. And the cool thing here on all of it is their adventures. Everybody is excited and has a new chapter ahead of them for 2017. Growth, learning about themselves by looking inside themselves and learning more about themselves in training and racing and reaching new fitness plateaus, new capabilities, and growing the mind to places that I would say 80% of these athletes never thought they could go in some of these extreme conditions, in these extreme events. And then there's the others who are racing, whether it's going to Kona or looking to PR in their events, who we're going to push to a level where also they didn't think was possible, achieving results that they didn't think were possible. And it's one of those descriptions that I always say to a lot of my athletes, and that is potential. What is your potential? How do we reach your potential? And do you even know what your potential is? That's the fun, right? Of course, there's a lot of ingredients that are required for that potential, but let's get to your potential, and in many cases, let's blow right through that potential. And with the mindset and the physical prep, you can do that. You can achieve more than you ever thought you can achieve. Not sure if you heard my son sneezing in the background there, but we're home for the holidays. It's still another week of vacation. But sorry, so back to it. Let's stay engaged and let's stay focused on how we will reach our potential and blow right past our potential and become athletes, and with that, in times, people that we never thought we could be. So I heard something the other day. I'm not sure how many of you also heard the Ritual podcast with David Goggins, but they talk a little bit about what we're capable of, and only 40% physically, or something around that number, of us reaching our potential is only about 40%, 50% of what we're truly capable of. And I'm not sure about that number, nor am I sure about some of the extreme ways people go about it. But I do 100% believe that when we reach our potential, what we believed our potential was, that we can push right through that and create a new ceiling. And that ceiling is moving. It is fluid. And once we reach that next ceiling, we realize that, guess what? I'm on a new floor. That is my new base. That is my new level that I work at. It's a reality that we all create for ourselves. And what used to be, oh man, you're crazy, you ran a marathon? Now many people do on the back end of a 2.4 mile swim and a 112 mile bike. What, you run a marathon? Well, that's the new normal if you're running 50 Ks and 50 milers. What, you run 100 miles? I didn't think that was possible. Well, once you've done a few of those, again, that becomes the new normal. What's the new not normal? What's the new thing that will challenge me physically, mentally, and overall as a full human being to achieve the next great accomplishment for me? This isn't defined by others. It's for me. And how do I achieve more? How do I apply my passion and curiosity to find out more of what I'm capable of? So that new normal, what is that new normal? You all, including me, I don't believe we have a normal. We have a new floor, a new level to get to. And I often quote that break on through aspect of Jim Morrison and the Doors. I like to call it just that break on through effect. Break on through to that next level. Break on through to the other side and find out what's there. And guess what? Once you are on the other side, you are in a new place, and that becomes your new reality, your new place to thrive, your new place to apply yourself, your new place to train, your new place to compete, your new place to forage around and become curious and become knowledgeable of, in order to then break on through to the next side, to the new other side. So, wow. That was a long opening towards this podcast, but a lot of things to tap into there. So this next piece, I wanted to talk about our goals for 2017. And I'm going to go about it a little bit differently, and then I want to talk about the intentions and the things we want to do and how we might want to go about them in 2017. So what does that mean, intentions? Well, I wanted to verbalize it in the form of I will. And the reason I want to go about it this way is because by talking and saying I intend to or I will, it is a little bit different approach than it is my goal is. My goal, in my opinion, gives us too much of an out. It gives us an opportunity to say it's a goal, it's something lofty, it's something out there, and I am trying to achieve it. There's a gap. And oftentimes that gap is or seems insurmountable, whether it's subconsciously or the ability to push excuses and reasons into that gap, and therefore that goal becoming further unachievable or seem further away. So I'd rather say it I will, ... or I intend to, ... It is, in my opinion, again, a more actionable word. I intend to. Obviously, I will is the best because it is more absolute. But I intend to in 2017, ... So we're already moving our way pretty far into this podcast, so I'm going to jump right into what I will is. So number one, and we're just going to fire through these, and I'm going to discuss them as the thoughts and the approach comes up. I will commit to my base work this year in 2017. I will focus on a Z2 aerobic platform. And so this is the patience, the ability to slow down and understand what it is we're looking to do. To build a big platform, to build a huge aerobic base that then gives us the fitness and the wherewithal with regards to intelligence of knowing our body, the observation during that huge fitness platform to notice what we're capable of in endurance purposes, whether that's how long we're cycling, how long we're running, distances completed in training or training weeks, swims, all those things. You combine that with, I was able to back days run 20 miles, let's say, if you're getting ready for a 100-miler, or you're getting ready for a 50-mile trail race, and you did on a Saturday morning, let's say it differently, on a Friday afternoon, you did after work a 15-miler, and then on Saturday morning, you did a 30-miler. So in a matter of less than 24 hours, you got in 50 miles of running. That's aerobic base. If you can put that behind you, if you can absorb that and feel somewhat fine on Sunday or late Saturday afternoon after you complete it, you get some food, you get some fuel in, you get some hydration in, and you wake up Sunday morning going, yeah, of course I'm a little sore and achy. I was out there for 30 miles, whatever, but I'm actually, absorbing it. I feel pretty good. So I will commit to my base work, my Z2 platform. I will trust that with a huge aerobic platform, aerobic foundation, I can tackle anything. I will do some technique work, drills, quality every day in my weeks in 2017. So defining that a little bit more specifically, not every single day that you're doing drill or technique work, but you will, in each one of your sports, if you're a multi-sport person, swim, run, bike, run, or individual sports, you will focus on a technique or a drill purposed workout each week or a couple times a week if you're a multi-sport athlete. So a runner, for example, I will spend a day at the track focusing on drills and strength work at the track, of course, bounding, squats, leg, different drills that I give all of you. Excuse me for fumbling for the words there. And do them correctly and strengthen myself while I'm still at the track, while I'm still doing the running motion. I will spend some time in the pool, one workout a week, where I slow down and work on length of stroke and focus on my pull and my kick and how they're all in sync. I will not look for yardage that day. I will not look for average pace that day. I will truly focus on me, my stroke, my technique, my quality of the motions I'm going through. And the same thing on the bike. If you're, whether it's a biker or a multi-sport athlete, there's days where you will not focus on watts and not focus on how far you rode, but instead your pedal circles, your individual leg and how your pedal stroke is working, your posture, your aero position, all those things. And of course, you can also just focus on a day, a week where you really go inner, or you work on your inner self. And that is not from a mental standpoint, but how your chain is connected, how your body is feeling while it's running. What are my toes doing? What are my ankles doing? What are my Achilles doing? My calf, my knee, my hamstring, my quads, my hips, my hip flexors, my glutes. I mean, you just work your way all the way up the body and all the way down the body. And in order to focus inwards like that and really feel the chain, it requires you, of course, to be in the right terrain, sometimes running on grass or an easy trail, but also to slow down dramatically to really get yourself in tune with yourself. So again, I will focus on doing some technique work, drills, or inner chain focus once a week or sometime each week in 2017. I will be patient. I will take a long-term approach. I will not look at each workout and wonder how this is going to move me towards my fastest 10K or my best that or my longest this. I will allow myself to build a proper foundation. I will allow myself the time for it to be absorbed, for the work to have an effect, for my heart and for my structure, my skeletal structure, to catch up to the work that I'm doing. I will be patient. That's a big, big part of what we do, and especially in ultra endurance sports, when it comes to being sick or injury, right? Or taking off or days off due to life getting in the way. Again, patience. I know I will get the work needed. Once I am healthy again, I will return to the focus of progression that'll make me fitter and stronger. Once I'm uninjured, once I'm healthy and fit again, I can work on the things that I need to work on. But right now, I'm sick, I'm injured. I will be patient. Together with my coach, I will get there. I've never, ever, ever had a problem with an athlete that if they were sick or they were injured and we didn't hit a reset button once the athlete was healthy or was recovered from their injury, that we didn't still achieve the goals we wanted to achieve. We have time, but right now we're stuck with injury or sickness or life getting in the way, work getting in the way, family getting in the way. That's fine. Either that's a wedge week, like I've talked about in the past, wedge weeks, or it is us being patient and not getting stressed out about being stressed out about not working out. Allow yourself to be patient in 2017. I will practice, observe, understand, and continuously adjust my nutrition and hydration approach. This might be a really good one for almost everybody in 2017. I will practice, observe, understand, and continuously adjust my nutrition and hydration approach. What works last year for your multi-sport endurance race or for your ultra-endurance run or for your ultra-endurance swim or for whatever event, target, goal, achievement you're looking for, A, might not work this year or can be improved. Nutrition, especially, is the final frontier of this sport. And anybody who has figured out nutrition, from even the most successful nutritionists in the world, are still stuck because every human being is different. Everybody's gut works slightly different. Everybody's heart combined with gut, combined with oxidation, combined with what they eat, combined with what their body will tolerate, combined with their fitness and how much stress we're putting on the body while we're doing the work we're doing. There's so many variables that, yes, you can get guidelines, but there is no final answer. And so you constantly have to practice, observe what's happening, observe how you're absorbing, understand what's happening, and then adjust for you. And then you take that adjustment and you repeat the cycle. You practice again, and you adjust and you observe and you learn and you adjust and observe. So that's a perpetuating circle that just keeps going and going and going. But you feel more and more confident that no matter what the conditions, weather-related, intensity-related, distance-related, time-related, sickness-related, meaning that, you might be completely worn down and your body might be too tired, or that you might be on a distance going so long that you can't absorb the sugars anymore. There's so many factors at play here that you have tested them, you have tried them, you have observed them. Nothing becomes unfamiliar. And especially for your event, I've said so often to so many of you, and you will hear it in this podcast a lot, and that is, you can be the fittest person in the world. You can be the fittest you've ever been. You can be so prepared on race day. You have a great plan. You have all the numbers to back it up. You feel invincible. You get nutritional problems, you're still walking. You're still done. Not necessarily done, but your performance will not be in line with what you trained and what you feel you're capable of. We're back to that potential. You will be curious and wonder even more, well, what is my potential? Because I was so fit, but I didn't get there because of nutrition and hydration and fueling strategy in general. And if we go into 2017 with only one goal, and that is to continuously stay focused on nutrition and hydration every single weekend, every single workout, that would be already a huge step forward. Because come that really hot race that usually isn't really hot, and all of a sudden there's a heat wave and it's at 105 instead of the usual 82 to 83, well, now what? Or that race that usually is nice and hot and you're used to racing in nice, comfortable temperatures is now in the upper 40s, low 50s, or even worse, we've seen many times upper 30s, low 40s, upper 20s, low 30s. Now what? And so you want to just be prepared. You don't want to have done all this work just to have not thought of this aspect, to have not trained, tested, observed, adjusted, and really practiced it all the way through, knowing what foods work, what foods don't work, what drinks work, what drinks don't work. Even just learning to say, my stomach is made of steel, I can eat anything. Or I'm super sensitive to this, or I can't even smell that on a hot day because it makes me sick. So this would be a great I will goal, intention, for 2017. I will practice, observe, understand, and continuously adjust my nutrition and hydration approach. All right. I will reconnect with my body each week, each workout. We'll focus inwards and get better at it. It's a habit. We can create a habit through the practice of looking inwards and reconnecting with our body. It takes a little bit of warm-up, a little bit of time of practicing connecting inwards and connecting with the chain and focusing on what your body is telling you and hearing it. And at times you'll only hear 2-3 minutes during an hour workout, or 3-4-5 minutes during a 3-4 hour workout. But you will get better and better at it if each workout you give yourself at least a little bit of time to close your eyes, or even with your eyes open, because I don't want you to crash, but just to notice what your body is doing in all aspects, from your feet and toes all the way up to your head, and hands to back, to hips, to heels, to lower back, to shoulders, to elbows. There's so much your body is telling you. And the better you get at hearing those signals and understanding those signals and noticing those signals and feeling the effort and feeling what your body's telling you and feeling your hydration levels and feeling what food or hunger is, or if that's just somewhat bonking, or knowing, you know what, when I feel like this, I've gotten this signal so many times in training, I have about 30 minutes left, or I need to gel within the next 10 minutes, or that's quite normal. I think I'm bonking, but it's actually a different sensation. There is so much you can learn from your body that you don't want to pass up that opportunity, and especially in ultra endurance events. Why? Because we have so much real estate and so much time ahead of us in a 20-hour day, a 30-hour day, a 40-hour event, a multi-stage race, that if you have the ability to listen to your body and to really hear what it's saying, you are at an advantage that most competitors, most participants, most people in the field that you're competing in or the achievement that you're looking to achieve will not have. And that is to just shut the outside world off a bit, not completely, but hear the inside. Hear what the engine and this wonderful tool of a body is telling you, because it tells you something. So let's move on from that. But again, I will reconnect with my body each workout, just a little bit, and we'll focus inwards and get better at it week by week in 2017. I will, here's my coach speak, here we go, this is a good one. I will make a habit out of logging my training daily. If I could just have all of you spend 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 minutes each day and just sit down and log your workouts. It's a very meditative process. You just did all the work of the training. Why not reflect for a moment and hear again what you observed and write it down and notice the patterns and document what is happening, not only for me, but for your own purposes. There's so much information you can get on a download post-workout if you read back, and you can notice trends and you can notice what you respond to and how it works. You will be very, very happy and pleased with all this information. Logging a workout is your own few minutes every day to reflect, to look back and say, these are the things that work, these are the things that didn't work, these are the things I'd like to improve on. It takes 2 to 3 minutes. It does not take that much time. And so to become a better athlete requires listening to your body and logging it and reflecting. It's a form of meditation almost, of being able to say, this is what happened today, this is what I observed today, this is my input, this is what I learned, this is what worked, this is what didn't work. I'm really hungry, I'm not really hungry. I slept crappy last night. Ooh, I was moody all day, I was in a bad mood, I yelled at people today. There's so many things that you notice in your log as you're reflecting that you could use to your advantage, not only to help me coach you better, but for you to sort of put the day and the workout behind you. Notice what it is you got out of it, and then start the next workout either later that day or the next day with a clearer mind. You unloaded that information, as well as a clearer intent of what you noticed from the previous workout and what you can improve upon. It ties into 100% what we talk about. Progression. How am I going to be a better athlete tomorrow than today if I don't at least take a moment to reflect on, well, what made me a good athlete today? Or what were the shortcomings? What was I missing? How can I be a better athlete tomorrow than today? It's called logging. It's called taking a few moments for yourself every day and the work that you put in, making note of it. Reward yourself with the daily habit of logging your information, what you felt. It's not that bad to be in touch with what you felt during a workout. I will make a habit out of logging my training daily in 2017. I will not let anything get in the way of my workout or race results in 2017. This is a big one. This is something that we can talk a whole podcast about, but it's a really good intention for 2017. I will not let anyone or anything take away my workout from me or my race result from me. I'm not going to let training partners impact my race, my workout, and the intent of the workout, and the heart rate zone, or the wattage, or the cadence, or the terrain, or the length of how I was going to do this workout perfectly. Why let a training partner take that away from you? It's your result. It's not like you're crossing the finish line with that person. You're not doing it as a relay. So why would I let a training partner, a friend, take my workout away from me, take my result and take my successful execution away from me? And sure, and you guys all see it, I always give you social rides or a social run or having fun or easy aerobic. Those are the days to go with your friends. Or a good training partner, at least it's always been this way for me. The best training partners completely understand the work I have to do, and they actually become involved in it. Are you on your interval? Are you ready to go? Where are you right now? When do we start again? They become involved in your workout, and they see the value of your intent. They see the value of your focus and your commitment and your discipline in this whole thing. And so, yes, don't let a training partner take your workout from you. Don't let your prep interfere with your workout. Don't let how you're hydrated, how you're fueled, what you had for lunch, how you slept, how you had breakfast, how you're working, how you get out of the office, how anything in your prep get in the way from your workout. It's your time. You designated this as your time. You think about it prior. And the reason you're thinking about it prior, and not in a completely uptight way, but again, how and what I'm doing, how is it not going to be in the way, or how is it not going to be of detriment to me in order for me to successfully complete this workout? It's more efficient. It's way more time efficient. Boom, 1 hour, 90 minutes, whatever the workout is, get it done right, get back to the office and feel great. I nailed it. I did it right. I was focused, and now I'm back to family, I'm back to work, I'm back to whatever it is I was doing, and I have a lot more balance and focus and motivation and creativity, and I'm at peace because I did it right. And I did it properly, and I let nothing take it away from me. Same as, it's your time, right? So don't let that lack of focus take that time away from you either. Don't use the workout to unwind. It's your workout. It's your progression. It's how you're going to achieve your long-term goal with today's workout. And part of today's workout requires some work. So by blowing it off, brushing it off, by not doing intervals, by not executing it as planned, you're letting something, an outside factor, your motivation, your energy levels, your distractions, take the workout from you. And quite honestly, at the end of it all, if you said to me in your log, I didn't have it today to do this workout, therefore I didn't even start it, I did an easy workout instead, I'd rather that versus, I sort of missed 2 intervals, I cut it short on time. Or the other one I get a lot is, I didn't read the workout right, and therefore I didn't complete it. Excuse me? So all of you are on a training plan that you have today's workout and tomorrow's workout listed. And for you to say, I didn't look at it right, I didn't read it right, I didn't prepare for it right, that tells me a lot about how important your results, your achievement, your goals, your intentions are. And Again, that's something that you control, taking the workout from you. It's taking your result from you. All those things add up to your day being taken from you, whether you take it from yourself or you allow others to get involved into your day to take it from you. But the point here is, I will not let anyone or anything take away my workout from me or my race result. And this also ties into races, of course, right? I will not let another competitor that's drafting distract me from my race day. I will not let the fact that I'm in 12th place instead of 8th place here and towards my goals distract me from what is my desired final outcome. Like I always say, for those of you doing Ironman or 70.3 or a marathon, you have the entire race distance to complete your goal, to achieve your result. Don't try to achieve it halfway, 3/4 of the way, or within the first third of the way. Achieve your result, your desired outcome, your goal by the finish line. Nowhere else. You have 140.6 miles in an Ironman to reach your goal, to achieve your time, to achieve your result. You have 26.2 miles of running in a marathon to reach your goal time, to reach your result. Why would you get bothered, distracted, let your day be taken away from you if you are not there at mile 20? If you're not there off the bike on an Ironman, if you're not there halfway through a 50-miler, there's so much real estate left that you can work to your advantage. Why get distracted by it? Don't let your day be taken away by circumstances that you don't need to have control you. So the beauty of ultra-endurance racing and ultra-endurance events is you have so much real estate and so much time to correct your actions and still have the desired outcome and result that you're looking for. And so, again, don't let anyone or anything take away your race result, your workout from you. All right, where are we on our I will list? I will not let myself accept bad habits just because. This is an old annoying piece that I don't like in a lot of former training partners or people I used to swim with or people I still see when I'm out on long training days with a variety of different people. Oh, that's just because that's how I am. That's why I can't do it. No, don't let a bad habit, something that you know is a bad habit, be accepted as something that is just because. Because just because means you're too lazy or you're not committed enough or you're not approaching it properly to break the bad habit. Now, of course, there's bad habits for a variety of things and a variety of different aspects that come up. I'm not talking about that. But if it's something that you have identified in your training of which you can improve upon, which is this whole discussion, how am I going to be a better me as an athlete tomorrow than today, next month than today, in 2017 than 2016, and there's this string of a bad habit in your training, in your racing, in your daily athletic life, understand or take a look or observe or identify what it is that you're just accepting there of a bad habit and saying, well, that's just because. I've always had that hitch in my run. My psoas has always been tight. My arm in my swimming reaches like this because that's how I'm just not flexible. Excuse me? Not flexible? Well, stretch. Work on your flexibility. Work on the bad habit. There's an answer to a bad habit if it's part of your training and you've recognized that it's a bad habit. So I will, in 2017, not let a bad habit become this, oh, that's just because who I am, or that's how it's always been, or that's just me, or that's me. No. Try to identify the bad habit and try to correct it. It's not good enough excuse to say just because. I will reflect on any past training and work on recognizing effective patterns and inputs for me. So for you, the athlete. What does that mean? I will reflect on my past training. That's part of the logs that we talked about. But that's also part of seeing the big picture and being present in your training and looking back over the last year of 2016 and realizing, man, I continuously miss a Monday morning swim because I'm exhausted from the weekend and I need that morning to sleep in. Well, okay, let's work on that. Let's move that swim. Let's figure out what time you're working out on Sunday if you're getting some time to recover. There's a variety of options, but I will reflect on past training, look at habits, look at things, look at trends, and try to understand them, understand myself better, become a better athlete because of it, and modify that in order to then, again, have a more effective training week, have a more effective training, have more effective outcomes, results, etc. So I will reflect on my past training and work on recognizing effective patterns, inputs for me, the athlete. And if we can do that, that's partially, again, doing the log right. We'll do that. We'll answer that for you, and you will considerably have killed two birds with one stone there of logs and understanding past training habits and past training trends and past training observations that are key toward your success. And, again, applicable in many aspects of life. That also ties into things that might have worked really well as you're looking back into your training habits. Not just workouts that were bad, but things that work really well for you, or even patterns that you notice in recovery, in sleep, in how you ate, or even a wake-up routine or something like that where you notice, you know what? Every time I woke up before 6 and got my workout done, my work day was so much better because I was happy that I got my training done. It was effective. I was alert. I absorbed it. I had a lot of good intention, and I was prepared for it from the night before. Therefore, I felt like this. Therefore, this worked. That's something we might want to look into a little bit deeper. Or how you were sleeping. Every time I go to bed before 9, I seem to X. This seems to happen. I wake up earlier, I get my workout done, therefore this. Or I'm less fatigued. Or I got 8 hours of sleep last night continuously. Man, I felt like $1,000,000. You can only get that by looking back, reflecting, and capturing trends and things that worked for you. I will match my non-training lifestyle with my ultra-endurance goals. So this is one of those where we set up our life and we match our lifestyle to our goals. And what I think is a big qualifier in this intention is that your goals are aligned with the people and the support network around you. If you have these lofty goals, and lofty is the wrong word, if you have these ambitious goals and you fully believe you can achieve them, you as a person, you as an individual, you as your own potential, and they are realistic, and you don't communicate them with your family, with your work being in a more controlled way, since we don't really share that type of personal stuff at work, and that's a separate topic. But with your support network, with your friends, with the people who impact your training life and this lifestyle daily, weekly, then no matter what your goals are, you will eventually run out of steam, because too much resistance, too much explaining, too much complication, too much stress, too much burden, too much negativity, too much energy suck is happening in order for you to train towards your goals without having it been communicated, agreed upon with your current support network, lifestyle, family, etc. And so the qualifier on this is important, that your ultra-endurance goals are first communicated and agreed upon, and we're sort of all on this together type of approach of, all right, I have signed up for this, or I'm looking to do this, or this is my event, this is my achievement I'm trying to accomplish. And so please be prepared for this, or this is how my training might look, or this is what the sacrifices might look like. And if that's been communicated, then it's important to match my non-training lifestyle with my ultra endurance goals. And that ties into the people and the support network that surround you that now can work with you, and you can match it towards your goals. What does that look like? Lifestyle looks like your sleep patterns. It looks like how you eat. It looks like how you care about your body. Lifestyle meaning, is my lifestyle geared and fair and realistic by going to bed early? Or did I stay out until 1 or 2 in the morning because I was at a birthday party with this and, I felt bad leaving? Well, if your lifestyle and your intentions and your communication of what you are planning to do is open and has been communicated, and you show that it's meaningful to you and you care, well, then you leaving or not sacrificing your sleep for that extra 2-3 hours where not really that much actually happened, but you were just trying to be courteous, that's not matching your lifestyle. If you're going out and eating a hamburger and french fries and a bunch of junk food just because you're around a bunch of buddies that, mock you for how you eat, that's not your lifestyle matching your ultra endurance goals. Sure, you can still meet your buddies for a beer, but maybe not the 7 pounds of chicken wings with the blue cheese and dipped in Doritos and cheese and a burger and a heart attack on the back end. And of course, I'm exaggerating, but we all know, based off the example I'm saying, what I'm talking about. Your ability to match your lifestyle, your intentions, your goals for 2017 and in the ultra endurance world to the sacrifices you make in hours and time and training and focus and all the things I've already listed, to then just sort of not match this part up. And again, I've talked about this in previous podcasts. No, it doesn't mean being super uptight. You can absolutely meet them for a beer. Totally. Trust me, I drink plenty of beer myself. I eat the occasional french fries with my kids, of course, myself. I have the hamburger occasionally, of course, myself. But the moderation and my awareness and my paying attention to how much I do all of that per week, per month, matches with my ultra endurance goals and my events and my lifestyle. And people around me understand it, and I'm able to communicate it, and people know what my goals and desires and outcomes are in this training, in this lifestyle, and therefore it's not a big deal. I'm actually more taken aback usually that people are surprised that I even do drink beer, that I do even have an ice cream. They think I'm some sort of monk that does nothing. But again, try to think of how you want to match your non-training lifestyle with your ultra endurance goals. And again, goals being communicated and everybody being on the same page makes it a lot easier. It's that 80-20 rule, right? 80% of the time, I want to spend my time with around people who aren't an energy suck. 20% of the time, I don't have a choice. They're an energy suck. They're not going to help me achieve and move towards my endurance lifestyle and my goals, right? So minimize those people and those situations and those events to 20% of your time. That's plenty. That's plenty. And finally, on the I will for 2017, and our intentions for 2017, and I intend to ... for 2017. I will enjoy the training. I will enjoy the workload. I will have fun with all of this. I will realize how happy and healthy I am because of it. I will notice my surroundings and the beauty of where I get to do this. I will realize how healthy and amazing this fitness is. I will understand that this is pure investment into my health and longevity and being a better person in 20 years from now, because I'm investing into my health and fitness and growth and understanding and awareness of my daily fitness and health. I am a better person because I have an outlet daily to train and focus on myself and go inwards. I have a reflection process via the log that allows me to appreciate things completely differently and approach my next day with all the surroundings around me, whether it my work environment or family environment or personal environment or social environment, where I just have a appreciation and understanding because I'm fit, I'm healthy, I enjoy it, I love doing this. And when we get to that point of our ultra endurance lifestyle, where we realize how much fun it is, how privileged we are to be this healthy, to do the things that we do, from the list that I listed earlier of what all of you are doing next year, I mean, come on. That's like an Outside Magazine who's who of cool adventures for 2017. I bet you I could list those, send those into Outside Magazine, and they would go, you have a roster of athletes and people and personalities and discipline and passion and excitement and fun of people that take on these events. That's amazing. And you all should realize that it is fun. It's because you enjoy it. You sacrifice all this and you do all this because deep down inside, you actually enjoy it. You're having fun. You're living your life. And you're doing it with something that is not only healthy, adventurous, and fun, but it's also making you a better person daily. So you can hear my voice. I absolutely love that you guys are all doing it. I love that I do it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love it just as much. I love it almost too much. And I'm passionate about coaching you guys all for this, because whatever the ultra endurance endeavor, whatever the ultra endurance goal, the fact that we are all getting better and smarter and fitter and understanding ourselves and have a better perspective on ourselves from a health and fitness and wellness and enjoyment perspective, that's awesome. And that is one of the things that I don't want any of us to forget in 2017. I will enjoy this ride, enjoy this fitness, enjoy this health, enjoy this journey, because we don't know what tomorrow brings, what next year will bring. But we have this window right now, for many of you listening to it, especially my athletes, we're in this window of training and life and fitness and feeling alive and the opportunity to do it that is unique. And sure, some of us might let it ride for many years. Others might only have 6, 9, 10, 12 months, because then life or other commitments might catch up to us. But if in that 6 to 9 months we can have fun, we can enjoy the work and the fitness and just really understand who we are from a health and fitness and endurance and a training perspective, you will leave these 6 to 12 to 9 months better prepared to be fit for the rest of your life, to understand, to have had a taste of that ultra endurance lifestyle that will never leave you, because you'll always remember back how good you felt, how happy you were, how connected you felt, and that it lit a fire within you that you want to connect to for the rest of your life. And hopefully you'll find another window in time in life where you actually have another 6, 9, 12 months or longer to return to that ultra endurance lifestyle and again learn more, invest more, become healthier and fitter, achieve potentials and goals that you never thought you had before, in order to break on through to that next side, to that next level. So I wanted to take more time and talk about what I want to do in the next year and my intentions, but I've gone on for quite some time. I've gotten carried away in explaining and talking and showing my excitement for all of you and what we're doing and why we're doing it, and I am going to leave it at that. I hope we all have a healthy, successful, fulfilling, passionate, growth-based 2017, where we can all, achieve not only our goals, but achieve that sort of excitement and adventure and live this journey of this training, of doing the crazy things that we do with a inner smile and an inner confidence that shines so bright that we can just carry it on to many other people to take on a lot of health and fitness and wellness issues that are surrounding us in our country and obviously the world as well. And again, if it's only the 50 of you or the 20 of you listening to this or the 100 of you, I have no idea, but it is an amazing, amazing place to be, and I enjoy it with all of you, and I hope you all achieve everything we want to achieve, you want to achieve in 2017, and I feel privileged and honored and grateful that I not only get to share it with you, but that I get to talk to you guys every week about it and learn more about myself, about coaching, about so many of your adventures through you and the things you're telling me and the feedback you're giving me, again, to make me a better coach, to make me a better advocate of what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve for all of you and for others, hopefully down the road. So, a lot of talking. I love explaining all this and talking to all of you, but I am going to stop now and wish you guys a great training week. I will be back next week, and thank you. Thank you again for listening and for being part of all of this. So that's it for the weekly word for the start of 2017, and let's hope there's a solid 50 more this year. So that would be exciting. All right. Have a great week. Better tomorrow than you are today. Progression. That's what we're looking for.